Jeff, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you spending some time with me and educating us a little bit on your firm, your background, and how you might be helpful to some of our clients.
Thanks, Bentley. I appreciate it. It's great to be here.
So, Jeff, you're the CEO and principal at SDR Ventures, which is an M&A firm based in Denver. Um, let's maybe just start with a little bit of your personal background, how you got there, and then we can kind of maybe get into more about what you do and how you could be helpful to our clients.
Yeah, of course. So long history in the industry. Started out in 2005. Was fortunate enough to be the first within the eighth hire at PowerShares Exchange Traded Funds. And a team of us brought 50 ETFs to market and raised about 7 billion in a couple of years. And it was at that point in 2007 that one of the largest mutual fund companies acquired an ETF company with PowerShares. And so that was really my first M&A experience in being part of a company that was acquired and then actively integrating PowerShares into the parent company, Invesco. Stayed on at Invesco, working with RIAs and family offices for about 5 years, and then left Invesco and acquired half of an RIA and asset management company in Colorado. We were very, very fortunate to grow and build that business. And that business was acquired by a prominent family office and asset manager 3 years ago. And so again, fueling this entrepreneurial fire that I had, but really understanding the needs of the financial advisor and how M&A is intertwined with that financial advisor's business and their clients. And so with a conviction that there was a great demand for financial advisors to work in lockstep with an investment bank, I was fortunate enough to join SDR a little over a year ago, serving as the CEO and principal. And our focus is in working with the financial advisor and their clients that are business owners.
That was one of the refreshing things I heard from you in our very first meeting, was that you understood the importance of having that advisory team in place, not just financial advisors, but accountants, attorneys, and really having that ironed out pre-transaction, really to kind of make things run smoothly through the transaction, but then transitioning into that post-transaction world that it seems like so many of our clients, struggle a little bit with, what to do next, that phase of life.
We call that the team of experts, and it starts well before the business owner considers selling or growing by acquiring other firms or raising capital. It starts with that very personal, intimate conversation with their financial advisor or wealth manager about the family's needs across multiple generations, and how do we actively incorporate the business into reaching those objectives. And then once the business owner considers selling, for example, the wealth manager is absolutely integral in standing at the center of that team of experts with the business owner and their entire family in talking about everything from the process around selling the business, estate planning, tax planning, charitable strategies, obviously retirement planning, legacy planning, insurance needs. It really runs the gamut. And we are leveraging the relationship that wealth manager has. But Bentley, there's something even beyond that means everything to us, collectively, and that is the wealth manager is the one that's really equipped to take that business owner into the next season of their life and do everything possible to ensure that that season post sale is as significant and purposeful as their experience was in actually running the business. And we all know that, unfortunately, that's the challenge that business owners face is, how do I live a life of significance and meaning after a business is sold? The wealth manager is the one that really carries that baton.
As you know, we have most of our clients really come to us through a liquidity event. They've sold the business, and unfortunately, a lot of those we don't meet until after the transaction, and there is, that does limit some of the planning that could have been done. But while most of the little videos that we've done have really been focused on investments, one of the reasons we have you here today is we've really tried to spend some time building out a high-end network of P&C insurance, life insurance, trust services, and M&A is part of that. While again, oftentimes our clients have already had a liquidity event, we do have the good fortune of have some that have successful businesses that have not gone through that transition yet, or have multiple businesses. And so it's one of the reasons we wanted to partner with you all in bringing really high-end service to that type of need for our families. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about SDR in its geographic reach, maybe a little bit about the team, maybe if we've got time, just into typical size transactions or industry groups. Tell me kind of where you spend most of your time.
Yeah. So SDR is headquartered in Denver. We have a team of about 20 individuals, primarily located in Denver, but we do have some team members spread out across the country and in Toronto that support what we do out of the Denver office. And very traditional investment banking, lower middle market. SDR has been around for 20 years, and we have served virtually every industry over those 20 years. And we've helped business owners in 41 states of the 50 states. And so our reach really extends across the country on a routine basis and across industries. We like to say that first and foremost, regardless of the industry, we're an advocate for the business owner. And you heard that come through loud and clear when we emphasized how closely we partner with that team of experts, and namely the wealth manager. But what we find is that a lot of the deals that we work on are industrial, consumer, B2B services, residential services, supply chain services. But more often than not, it is companies that were founded by the individual selling the business. And we are really advocating for that individual and their entire family across generations. Average deal size, typically around 30 million in enterprise value. We have a unique group that serves business owners below 10 million. And then the largest deal that we've worked on in our 20 years had an enterprise value of 250 million. So, a lot of businesses that are the very fabric of this country. It's an exciting time to be working with you, knowing the value that we can bring to not only the business owner, but their entire family.
So I know we've talked about this before, not putting you hopefully on the spot, but you've you've mentioned the possibility of a complementary business valuation for Naviter clients, and want to see if that's still on the table, and if so, how we might go about that on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, it's absolutely on the table. And as we collectively aspire to serve the business owner well, that business valuation in coordination with Naviter is the very first step. That's the meeting that has to take place, because if we collectively don't know the value of the business, but even more importantly, what the market is commanding for the business, and that's where SDR is going to come in and speak to that. We can then work in coordination with your team, Bentley, to make sure that we are moving in the most efficient and cost-effective way towards meeting that family's objectives. And the very beginning of that conversation is really knowing what the business is worth and what the market's willing to pay for it.
Well, Jeff, I had the great honor of already working with some of your clients who've gone through those liquidity events, and I have a feeling that we're going to have some opportunities with some of ours that have active businesses that are going through that transition phase. And so I look forward to spending more time with you. I know we could talk all day on this, but in the effort to make this a linked video that somebody will actually watch, let's wrap up here, and I will extend that offer to our Naviter clients, and I'm sure we'll have a few takers.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bentley. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.